Fox News daytime ratings have completely collapsed. Weekend daytime even worse. Very sad to watch this happen, President Trump says. But they forgot what made them successful, what got them there. They forgot the golden goose. The biggest difference between the 2016 election and 2020, he said, was Fox News. Interesting. Not good. You can't forget the people who want the right to be heard, the right to be counted, the right to vote, the right to fight. Dan, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show, 22 before the hour. Hello, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you doing?
Hi, Dan.
Hey, just wanted to check in with you. I haven't been able to listen very much, but is there anybody on the Republican side that would have been in charge of making sure none of this had have happened?
Well, they had Republican monitors. They wouldn't let them in. I mean, they wouldn't. You saw that they would. You were following that. They wouldn't let them be within 20 feet. How can you verify a ballot is legit from 20 feet away?
Yeah. But why wasn't there proper enforcement there saying set up ahead of time?
There were judges. There were court rulings in favor of the Republicans monitoring the vote. There were all kinds of efforts to count these. We've never had an election where millions and millions and millions of ballots were cast by mail under the threat of all of us dropping dead from COVID and cast before Election Day. This is what Trump was worried about all year. So, at this point, and I respect your question and I appreciate you joining us, don't look backwards, look ahead. Look now at Georgia. Look at what we're going to be up against. If two radical, liberal, Democrat politicians, Warnock and Ossoff, win those runoffs. Here was Marco Rubio and Kelly Loeffler in Marietta, Georgia. Here's a little montage that was put together of Rubio campaigning with Kelly Loeffler.
This is literally, the showdown of all showdowns in terms of politics and what it means. And we don't want to win one of them. We want to win both of them. We need to win both of them.
The road to socialism does not run through Georgia. So you may have heard, now we take Georgia, then we change America. Well, you know what? That's right. No way. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, you're not going to take Georgia. It's ours.
Incidentally, she's not making that up.
We take Georgia, and then we change America.
How about Bernie Sanders? Now, when we talk about full-blown socialism, Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Here's cut 6. This is what Bernie Sanders told Wolf Blitzer yesterday about being Secretary of Labor in the Biden. I can't even say it without cracking up. Bernie Sanders, Secretary of Labor. Oh, yeah, it's on.
Let me ask you about these reports, and I'm sure you've seen them, that potentially you might be eyeing a position in President-elect Biden's cabinet, Labor Secretary, for example. Is that true?
Well, what's true is I want to do everything I can to protect the working families of this country who are under tremendous duress right now. Whether that's in the Senate, whether that's in the Biden administration, who knows? Well, let's see how that unfolds.
But if he asked you to join the cabinet as Labor Secretary, would you say yes?
If I had a portfolio that allowed me to stand up and fight for working families, would I do it? Yes, I would.
Mr. Secretary, Bernie Sanders, what do you think about people who have had, some financial success? What do you think about small business owners, Mr. Secretary? This is what we're facing. How about a member of Biden's coronavirus task force? Because he's already, holding press conferences as the president-elect. There's no such office. There's no, office of president-elect. That's the office of the very important person. Here's Dr. Michael Osterholm. He's one of the crucial people that Biden has announced will be part of his coronavirus decision-making.
We could pay for a package right now to cover all of the wages, lost wages for individual workers, for losses to small companies, to medium-sized companies, for cities, states, county governments. We could do all of that. If we did that, then we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks. And if we did that, we could drive the numbers down like they've done in Asia, like they did in New Zealand and Australia. And then we could really watch ourselves cruising into the vaccine availability in the first and second quarter of next year and bringing back the economy long before that.
Well, why don't you go move to New Zealand, okay? Why don't you go check it out in China? Maybe you could advise or get some first-person experience on what a lockdown looks like that you're going to allegedly fully subsidize. And incidentally, if we lock down for 4 to 6 weeks and the numbers don't go down, then what are you going to do? Oh, well, they'll lock down for another 4 to 6 weeks. Or if the numbers start to go down because we're all cowering in our bedrooms for 4 to 6 weeks, and then people start venturing outside again and the numbers go back up, what are you going to do then? I thought it was the vaccine. I thought that was the be-all, end-all. I thought it was Fauci saying it. Left loves Fauci, right? Science, right? Here was Fauci on some other conference this morning, thankful that Pfizer announced Monday after a few days after the election, that the vaccine is going to save us all.
Putting it to rest doesn't mean eradicating it. I doubt we're going to eradicate this. I think we need to plan that this is something we may need to maintain control over chronically. It may be something that becomes endemic that we have to just be careful about. Certainly, it's not going to be pandemic for a lot longer because I believe the vaccines are going to turn that around.
Marty, you're on the Mike Gallagher Show in the ReliefFactor.com studios. Hi, Marty.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Good. I was just wondering your thoughts. This whole year has been crazy from the coronavirus, watching social media censor conservatives. I'm just wondering if you think we're under attack from the Democratic Party right now, trying to take over our country, because that's how I feel right now.
Well, let me answer that question with a question. Let me just answer that question with a question. I live in Florida, and I go to New York on a regular basis, part-time. As a part-time New York resident, I just got a text this morning on my phone, starting Friday, November 13th, this Friday, at 10 p.m., indoor and outdoor gatherings at private residences are limited to 10 people. Let me ask you a very direct question, Marty. If I told you, if I was the elected official in your state, and I notified you, Marty, and I said, starting Friday at 10 p.m., you're not allowed to have 10 or 11 or more people in your yard or inside your home. Does that feel like you're under attack?
Yes.
I think that's your answer. I appreciate it very much. 800-655-Mike.